Jaja Gibore, Uglyman. I'm a rapper, not a blogger, not a blogger. I'm a rapper. I don't know what the hell happened on my shit just now, but we're gonna get right back into it. Fucking, I just was starting the blog on this motherfucking RBE Max Out event last night. Started in the day. I'm gonna get right into it. Rosenberg Raw versus Show Off. Show Off surprised me and shocked me, man. That shit kind of turned me off from Show Off, man. I think once Rosenberg Raw said that gay shit in the first round, it went downhill for Show Off. You know what I mean? But I thought he was gonna come in there cooking the way he was talking, and he be talking like crazy, like he gonna come in there and be the best in the world. And that nigga's like, he was saying some shit. I don't know, some shit was going over people's heads. I understood that, you know what I mean? But for the most part, it was like, it was too much, bro. I was like, damn, Show Off, come on, bro. I thought you was gonna do way better than that. Rosenberg Raw didn't even get too stupid. He didn't even get too crazy. That's the shit that like really had me like, damn, Show Off, what the fuck is going on? So in the future, nigga, just be more humble and come out and just study your opponent more. I think he was just spitting just generally, and that shit didn't work for him either. You know what I mean? He needed to use better angles. I think Rosenberg Raw angles versus him was dope. But about the ID shit, that was perfect. That shit, Show Off, you need to focus a little bit more on your opponent and don't come into the battle thinking you're going to dominate and win. You got to come in there humble, and that's how you win. You can't just come in and say you're going to win and you don't. I don't know. To each his own, man. But Rosenberg Raw 3-0. That's that. Jag versus Old Red. See, Jag is smart because the day before that, they got into the argument in the face-off, and he made Old Red lose his voice. And he knew that Old Red was going to lose his voice, and Old Red lost his voice. So Old Red's third round, I think Old Red's first round was probably his best round. He went downhill from there. And then for Jag, his first round was his worst round, and he went up to his best in the third round. I think he inclined. I said I gave it to Old Red at first watch, but I listened to it again. I gave that shit to Jag. Jag was cooking Red, man. Shout out to Old Red, but he was cooking. You know, Red was saying some bullshit. You know, just the easy, general, quick punches and shit. Like, one thing I could say, Red is a quick puncher, but some of his battles be dope, quick punching. Like yesterday, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But I think that gang shit got to Old Red's head. You know what I mean? Like, Jag got into that nigga head with that gang shit and like other shit. You know, the Uber shit, that shit. The funnier you are in the battle, the better it is, and the more you might win, because people, you know, if I make you look funny in front of your boys, it's a wrap. There's nothing you can say about that shit. You lost. You know what I'm saying? And that is really the battle essence. You know what I mean? Street, but funny too. You know what I'm saying? Like, comical. This is a battle. This ain't no fucking dance off and shit. I don't know what the fuck mean. Who's tougher and shit. Anyway, Big K versus Clone. That could have been a better battle than that. I thought Big K was going to come out and spitting some crazy shit. He's coming out spitting that regular old... I'm tired of his punching. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm tired of that nigga Big K punching. He was trying to come out there and punch his head off with no punches. It was like he underestimated Clone. And then Clone came out and was spitting some shit. I think Clone made the crowd fuck with his momentum and fuck with his energy. That's what made Clone start declining down. But he was doing his fucking thing. Don't get me wrong. Clone, you know what? I gave the battle to Clone, to be honest with you, 2-1. Because Big K came out there and was on some, like I said, it's like Big K, Show Off. Not so much as Rosenberg Raw, but Big K, Show Off. These niggas be going crazy in the face off, like, I'm gonna do you dirty, I'm gonna drag you, and all this other wild shit. And then these niggas get up there and spit some shit like they just started yesterday. I don't know. To each his own, man, but I definitely gave that battle to Clone. I don't give a fuck about the big dog and all this other shit. You can block me on Twitter or I don't know what niggas. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. That shit. That was a horrible battle, Big K. Horrible. 1 week's notice, 2-day notice. Y'all niggas was talking crazy in that face off like, y'all need no days. Y'all need 2-3 days and I'm good. Clone, and you know what? I think Clone did his thing for the preparation days. Big K said he had less days. Whatever, nigga. It sound like it. Because, yes, you sound like you made that shit in the car on the way there. And that shit wasn't hot. Even hot. You know what I mean? But anyway. I gave Clone that shit 2-1. If anything, 3-0. But I'm gonna give it. I give Big K a round, maybe the first or the third. Excuse me. One round, Big K was. I give him the first, maybe. He came out saying some little shit here and there. Fucking. I ain't even gonna get into the Hitman Holla and Cassidy shit yet. You know what I'm saying? Serious. I mean, my bad. Big K and Clone. That just like yesterday was a big mix, man. I mean, it was all mixed up. It was like Jag and red shit. The crowd kept fucking shit up. That's why I can't even remember the fifth battle because the crowd was. Maybe it's Atlanta, because I was in the Houston crowd. For you are relevant, known. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty decent. I mean, certain niggas didn't understand shit. Certain niggas understood shit. But anyway, what other battle was besides Hitman and Cassidy? Big King, Clone, Show Off, and Rosenberg, Raw, Jag, and O-Red. Oh, and A-Ward and Ill Will. That was a dope battle. I seen a lot of people get the battle to A-Ward. Like, he was spitting the regular mediocre punches that he do. And he was spitting some bars that I think he thought would appeal to that crowd, but they would normally appeal to a King of the Dot crowd, not to this RBE crowd. So that shit wasn't sticking with me yesterday, man. And I don't think Ill Will did his best, and he still beat A-Ward yesterday, to me, personally, man. You know what I mean? And like I said, I know Ill Will personally. Hung out with them niggas in LA and in fucking Virginia, and them niggas is real niggas. So the shit that he's saying is real legit shit. And the whole, it will kind of mean like a culture vulture. Not so much as a culture vulture, but the Christian shit. He attacked the religion shit. He attacked him thinking he was the best, and him attacking the Midwest shit. And he was funny. Like Ill Will's my top 10. I might say top 5, but I'm gonna give other niggas. You know what I mean? Briz and all them niggas is definitely in my top 5. But Ill Will, he did his fucking thing yesterday. A-Ward did his thing too. I ain't gonna front, but like I said, I expected that from Ward. He did his normal punching, his normal clever, witty shit, and then you look at the crowd. It's like, nah, bro. Nah. Not in this league. Not in this with this crowd, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's that battle. I gave that battle Ill Will. I give Ward a round. I think the third or the second was his best round. The third or the second. It might have been his second, because he was doing the rebuttals. That's one thing I could say about him. Ward got dope ill rebuttals. Oh, Ill Will do too. Most battle rappers do, but A-Ward, I like his rebuttals be clever and quick, and you know what I mean? Anyway, Hitman versus Cassidy. Hitman undermined Cassidy, and Cassidy overdid what he normally do, but he didn't do enough. I'm gonna say 2-1 debatable, but if I gotta edge it towards somebody, I gotta watch the battle again. If I gotta edge it towards somebody, I'm gonna edge it towards Cass, because Cassidy was saying some shit, and he was saying angles, and he was saying things, but he was just touching on it. I like Hitman Holla's angle about Gilly, but first of all, that shit was 10 years ago. Cassidy brought up some current beef between Hitman and some niggas, and I think it was in LA. He had some situation happen in LA, and he had a situation happen in St. Louis. So it's like, nigga, he brought that up, but he didn't touch on it. If Cassidy would touched on it anymore and did the whole round on that angle, it would have been rap for Hitman. And he should have did that. That's why Cassidy got to battle a little bit more, because any real normal experienced seasoned battle rapper would have brought that angle up before. Then the whole Hitman meeting him when he was 16 and saying, I'm going to battle you when I get in the future, when I get older, and he ended up battling him, that was fire. You know what I mean? So it was a close, debatable battle, you know what I mean? Because Cassidy, like I said, he did better than everybody thought he was normally going to do. He still rapped too slow, but I understood the bars, and the bars was hitting because I liked the angles he used. He used some real nigga angles. And that's just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I seen through the facade of Hitman. And all that wild bullshit he be talking, like, that nigga from St. Louis that was telling us about what happened with you, with the security guard and all that shit. I know that shit is real. So, him saying you waited for police, I believe all of that shit. So, all that tough guy shit you was saying on stage, that shit don't really, it's not potent like that no more, bro. I'm gonna be real. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just me. Y'all can hate me or whatever. People can hate me and shit for that shit, but I'm a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm a street nigga first before anything. So I know what's what, what's real, what's not. You know what I'm saying? And that shit, I don't know, bro. But I like the way Nick Cannon came out and represented for him. That was fire. That was dope. You know what I mean? Like Dre was saying yesterday on Champion, like, nigga gotta protect the money. But don't forget, Cassidy gotta be protected too, because that nigga's money. That nigga sold platinum records and all that shit. Like, Nick Cannon, successfully, as far as music-wise, has never been as successful as Cassidy when it comes to selling records and making dope records and shit like that. Nick Cannon never did that. Wild 'N Out show was more successful than anything Cassidy ever did. I admit that. But that's a show. It's not like an album and shit. And Nick Cannon's a rapper and Cassidy's a rapper. So we gonna talk about rap career, music career. We know Cassidy had a way better career. He been with and I'm glad he said that shit in the battle. It's like, nigga, you a battle rap god. I'm a rap god. It's like, you can't, yeah, you came to my concert and yeah, you spoke to me after my concert and said you wanted to battle me, but you still a young nigga and I was still doing my thing then. And yeah, that was years ago, but you used the angle that was from 10 years ago too, 15 years ago too, with the Gilly shit. So it's like, which one you gonna do, Hitman? You can't be like using that angle and then say, oh, well, your music career was something 15 years ago. That shit don't mean nothing now. But then that angle means something now. It's like, you gotta figure that shit out, bro. I don't know, maybe it's because you younger or young, or I don't know what's going on with that situation, but that's something that you'll probably learn in your next battle too. And if your next battle was Geechee, you ain't winning that, bro. If it's Twerk, I don't think you're winning that, bro. B-Dot, you're not beating them three dudes. Like, so you just better hope when you come back into that URL stage that you get a nigga that you could fucking pounce on, that niggas would be like, whoa, Hitman back, because you're not doing that with Geechee. You're not doing that with Twerk. And you're definitely not doing that with B-Dot, especially with the whole Pyru shit and you talking about you Pyru and all of that. Like, these niggas from Pacoima. Like, I've been out in LA with these niggas, with the Roosters, out on Pyru Street. You know what I'm saying? And like, nigga, there ain't no Hollywood niggas out there like that, bro. We was in Hollywood. Me and the Roosters was out in Hollywood, mobbing. But it ain't no fucking Hollywood shit on Pyru Street in the hood, in Inglewood and shit, bro. So for you to project that shit on cameras when you're in the interviews and all of that, B-Dot to use that shit and destroy you with it. Twerk, y'all both might be able to joust with each other because Twerk is from Jersey and he claimed Pyru, and you from St. Louis and claim Pyru. So y'all both from out of California. Y'all not from California. So y'all both foreign, really, if you want to talk about history, foundation of this gang shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, B-Dot could use that to your ability to crush your whole credibility as far as in the street. Because the gang shit is street shit. You know what I'm saying? Geechee too. And Twerk. But Twerk is more lyrical and more with the wordplay and all of that. So that'd be more of like a rap battle. But like the Geechee and B-Dot is more of a street gang battle, and you're definitely not going to win that. We're not going to even think about that. So when you come back to the URL, you better make sure it's a lower caliber. I don't know. I can't say Av because Av is up there, but Av ain't no Geechee or no Twerk, bro. I fuck with Av. I love Av. You know what I'm saying? At the time I'm playing, he was in my top 5, but he's not a Twerk. He's not as versatile as Twerk or Geechee or B-Dot. I think B-Dot's style is too intricate for Av. Av is a B-Dot is a, I do this and then take that from that with that. Like, by the time you get done with his first bar, nigga, verse scheme, you be like, dang. You know what I mean? So I think I would come back and battle a nigga like Av or a Rum Because I think Roman nice. I think he one of the best now. But I don't really think he's like a Geechee or a Twerk or a B-Dot. This is my opinion. Punchline King, he can punch, but he's not as versatile. So it's like a Av. And I can't say they one dimensional because they got more dimensions than just punching. You know, Nitty's with the performance now. Av, his cadence, his flow, like, you know what I mean? Stage presence is starting to get increased and shit like that. So, you know, shout out to them, man, for that. But yeah, for the most part, man, I got a close debatable, man. I'm gonna say either Cass. I might turn around and say Hitman next week, but for now I'm gonna say Cass, bro. From what I hear and the reality to this shit, you know what I mean? Real nigga shit. RNS, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. That's what it was, man. Shout out to RBE for getting that event to go down and pop off, especially in Atlanta. You know what I mean? I can't wait for the next events, bro. RBE, URL. I don't really go to King to the Dot shit and watch their shit too much, to be honest with you. No disrespect, but unless it's a dope battler battling another dope battler that battles in all leagues. I don't really like their just battle rappers that just battle in King of the Dot because I don't like the shit they say. It just don't excite me like that. You know what I mean? They real lyrical backpack rappers over in that league. You know what I mean? URL got backpack rappers with a little street essence, with a little bit of, it's everything. You know what I mean? RBE, I think they kind of, most of they bad rappers on they rosters one dimensional too, you know, but they getting paid big money from Adam and ARP and all of them, and RBE and shit, so Lawrence and all of them, so if they could do it, then do it, you know what I mean, but y'all niggas need to step your bars and step your performances and shit up. The crowd is back, and that shit was kind of whack yesterday. K, I'm like, yo, bro, show off. I'm like, what the fuck are these niggas doing? These niggas joking? Are they scared of the crowd? I don't know what's up, but that shit was bad. But anyway, man, I'm Jaja Gibore the Uglyman. You know what I'm saying? You know I'm giving up like I'm living it up, nigga. And it's my little ugly recap on Max Out, RBE Max Out from last night. You know what I mean? Yo, shout out to the homie on online that was putting up the pay-per-view and shit like that. So niggas ain't gotta pay. You know, I cashed out him a couple dollars and all that, but that shit was dope because niggas didn't have to get crazy, and I was at work, nigga, watching my battles and watching that shit still. So I was good. That was dope. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Holla at the world. Shout out to everybody. I love y'all. We all love everybody. Peace.